One of the side effects of this pandemic is that since all live ticketed events have been canceled, musicians are starting to do mini concerts online. For our culture, music started when the first caveman discovered he could make sounds beating on a hollow log. Immediately following that, a crotchety old Neanderthal came out of his cave and said, "Turn that crap down." We then invented instruments with strings and things you could blow into to announce a battle. The very next day, those people got together and formed a band. Now, the boys in the band felt guilty about not going to war against neighboring tribes until the young girls in the village heard their music and practically wet themselves. And this was the official start of seeking a career in music. Music stayed fairly small over the centuries with troubadours and string quartets and the occasional opera until the invention of radio and the matinee idol. With that, we got Sinatra and swooning, Elvis and his hips, the Beatles and the Stones and a whole countercultural movement, and then a variety of interchangeable boy bands that you really have to be under 12 years old to appreciate. Music was first mass-produced on vinyl as records, and then on cassette tape, and then some genius invented the 8-track, which would randomly fade out in the middle of your favorite song. And she's by her way to heaven. Then we got CDs where the print was so small you couldn't read it. Then we got MP3s where there were no liner notes. Then everybody started streaming where nobody got paid for anything. It was a great gig while it lasted. I hope you have music in the future because it's the only thing that cuts through the intellect and goes straight to the heart. Music lifts us up. It reaches inside and stirs the soul. And without music, what would we sing in the shower? There are certain songs that just get to me no matter when I hear them. It's a Wonderful World, Somewhere Over the Rainbow, As Time Goes By, The Luckiest, Blackbird, Amazing Grace, Star Spangled Banner, and of course, I Like Big Butts. My dad's favorite artists were Neil Diamond and Eddie Arnold. And I will never forget him coming home after work and just sitting in the dark some nights listening to Sweet Caroline, Cattle Call, and going around the house singing, "I want to buy some red roses for a blue lady." When I got the HomePod from Apple, the very first song I played out of their 4 million choices was Cattle Call by Eddie Arnold. And it just killed me. That's what music does. There's such an emotional connection to it. So if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go downstairs now and sit in the dark and listen to Neil and Eddie.